What's going on, people? I'm your host, Double R, and you're now tuned in to Retro Rob Television. Salute to my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. And salute to my original subscribers for always holding your boy down. I truly do appreciate that. All right, Chilla Jones versus Serious Jones. Excuse me if I don't sound as enthused as I usually do when I cover other battles. Really not that interested, but my people wanted it. So here it goes. Serious Jones, and in usual Serious Jones fashion, when I watch him, he comes out and he's funny. Dry and spats. But one thing I will say about Serious Jones is that he's very witty and he's very creative. Solid round and one of his better rounds of the battle. Not too much to complain about in this round. Could he have done better? You know, everybody can. But solid round. I scored him a 10.5. Chilla Jones. One thing I will say about Chilla Jones is that he usually starts off a bit slow. But he started off really slow in this first round. And he did a lot of yelling. Very aggressive, but not enough bars landed. Not enough punches landed. And that's unusual for somebody like Chilla, especially lately, since he's, kind of had a new lease on life and changed his whole style up, going from a lot less scheming and more getting to the point, getting to the punch in the bar. He just went back to old Chilla in this first round. I'll just say that. But still a pretty decent round nonetheless. But it just seemed like he had a bit of a vendetta towards Serious. And it seemed like Serious had a bit of a vendetta towards him as well. But this is battle rap, and that's what we look for. We look for the beef. We look for the grudge. And that's exactly what we got. But, in normal situations and normal circumstances, that could either help you or it could hurt you. In this circumstance with Chilla, it actually hurt his round. He actually could have won this round or edged it. He lost this round 7.5 to 10.5. So Serious Jones wins the first round clear. Okay, so second round, Serious Jones. And just like I said about Chilla Jones in the first round about the vendetta and that taken away from him landing, it happened to Serious Jones. And Serious Jones wasn't as good. Now, I will say this about Serious Jones. Serious Jones did start off a lot better. Remember, I told you he came out with a lot of light punches, a lot of light bars. He started off heavy out of the gate. And the problem is a lot of that talking towards Chilla, it kind of took away from those bars and those punches. And it was a very, very beatable round for Chilla Jones, but a very small round, short round for Serious Jones. I don't want to get the Joneses mixed up. All right, so I gave him a 5. I gave Serious Jones a 5. Very, very beatable round. So Chilla Jones, he comes out a lot better, fast. Then here he comes with the light jabs. It kind of took towards the middle, towards the end, it kind of took Chilla a little bit to get to the point, to get to the bar, stuff like that. But a lot better. He did a lot better than he did in the first round, which wasn't that bad neither. But he won that round. He won the second round. I scored him a 9. So 9-5. So 9-5. So Serious won the first round, edged the first round. Chilla edged the second round. Now, you could say edge, you could say clear, but Serious definitely took that first round, and Chilla definitely took the second round. I can't see how anybody can get those two mixed up. Okay. All right, close. Going into the third, Serious Jones, he comes out again, does a lot of talking. Remember, I told you he did a lot of that in the second round, but he did a whole lot throughout the third round. Very boring round for Serious Jones. He sounded like the Serious Jones of old, the one that I was listening to at the beginning, when all of this stuff kind of started, that kind of, threw me off with him. It made me not attracted to his style, and the reason why I kind of don't like it now, because he really haven't changed. And another thing I will say with Serious Jones too is he sort of kind of did, how when Jag battled and Jag was like, oh my God, like after every line, Serious Jones kind of did his version of that, but he kind of did this little thing where he was just, hyping up his own stuff, and it was getting kind of irritating to me. And because I'm sitting up there just like with Jag, I'm like, let the fans do that. Let the fans decide that. And the shit wasn't hot, the shit that he was trying to hype up. And it was just a very boring round. He just did a lot of talking, a lot of yelling, did a lot of talking through Chilla's round. And it just, at that point, it just seemed like Chilla was getting up under his skin. And I only scored him a 3 for that round. People can be like, well, he said a lot more than that. He did a lot more than that. People criticize the way that I score my stuff. This is how I score mine. You score yours how you want to score yours. Yeah. So a 3 in the third round. Chilla Jones. He comes out. It took Chilla Jones. He sounded like the old Chilla, just like he did in the first round, where the scheme, taking way too long to get to the bars, to get to the punches. But he did pretty good though. He did pretty good. The third and the first round was his better rounds. This round actually did rival his first round, which is no secret. Chilla Jones took the third round pretty easily. I gave him a 6 in this round. So I had a 7, a 9. So a 7 in the first round for Chilla, a 9 in the second round for Chilla, and a 6 in the third round for Chilla, which scored him a 22. I scored a 10.5 for Serious Jones in the first round, a 5 in the second round, and a 3 in the third round. That third round, if Serious Jones would have did better, a little bit better, he could have seen himself winning this battle or possibly making this a debatable battle. Whoever tells you that this is a debatable battle is lying. Chilla Jones won this battle. You could say edge, you could say clear, but to say a debatable, this is not a debatable battle. I thought it was going that route, but Serious Jones, he just didn't give me enough, especially towards the end, the third round, for me to give him the nod on this one. So in a very close battle, Chilla Jones wins clear. It's your boy Double R. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to receive all new notifications for when I drop new content. I'll holla.